Hey guys, TYT Sports RotoWire. Back into Survivor. Michael Shure is here, I should say, sitting in for Ben Mankewicz. Thanks. Chris Liss from RotoWire.com. Al Jazeera, right. Yes. Yeah. Watch politics.
Check him out. Thanks.
I'm Heather Ankeny. I survived this week.
Chargers?
No, I did not take the Chargers. I took Indy, yes.
I had the Colts too.
Right.
You did?
All right. Good for you, assholes.
What?
Listen.
Why? Who did you take? Did you take
Here's
Pittsburgh?
what was great about having the Colts.
In 1.5 of my leagues.
Here's what was great about having the Colts. They won.
Yeah. And they won handily.
Yeah.
It was a nice Survivor
you take, well, whoever won. You take an underdog who wins. Who cares, right?
Wait, Michael, are you in this buyback in league?
Yeah, he's the commissioner.
I didn't know that.
I'm the commissioner, yeah.
I
run
make
the
fun of
buyback.
that league every week because
Why?
it's like,
Because you're allowed
you
to
can
buy back in?
Yeah,
only till week 6.
And then it gets real.
Right, but then it changes everything. It's like Ben's always like, oh, I'll take him in my buyback.
Well, that's great. And then Ben has to pay, by the time we get out there, he has to pay $200. So
he's lost 4
makes
times.
it, you have to buy back in. It's not just a
Yeah, but you guys get to risk on using a crappy team.
Right, that's the strategy.
Ah.
But your payout is less. If you make a couple grand on 200, you're only getting 10 to 1. If you make it on 50, you're getting 40 to 1.
Oh, math.
Well, it's math. That's the whole game.
It is a big part of it.
It's about surviving.
No, it's not about surviving. It's about surviving while other people die.
Right.
Don't. It doesn't matter how long you
All right,
survive.
so who did you must have taken Pittsburgh?
Like, I just want to say, in 1.5 leagues, I count that as a half thing because I was like, I don't want to ever use Pittsburgh again, so I'll use them up, and if they lose, I'll buy back in, which I did. But I also took them in a 1-1 and done pool that locked on Friday, and then when Whitehurst was starting, I was like, I wish I could switch to the Colts, and I did in the other one, and I had another one with San Diego. I kind of spread it out, which I don't like because you're almost certain to lose one of them.
Yeah.
But
I'm surprised, by the way, you didn't know that Whitehurst was starting because I made the
on
pick
Tuesday morning.
You had to make it on Tuesday?
Oh, no, sorry, that was by Friday.
Yeah.
No, here's the other problem is that I lost in a different Survivor pool earlier when the Bears were supposed to scratch Marshall and Jeffrey in San Francisco, and I had Green Bay. Yeah. And I started listening to all these people like, oh, aren't you going to change it now? The line's going up and everything's changed. So I did. They weren't scratched. I lost. So I got some superstitious and was like, all these people are telling me to switch. Screw them. I'm taking Pittsburgh. But the annoying thing was I had Tampa in the spread, so I had the small window, Pittsburgh win, Tampa cover, and it worked. Tampa on 4th down goes 4 and out on the 10-yard line, whatever. Pittsburgh gets the ball back with 2 minutes left, and it's over. I won. I got it. But no, they punt. And then somehow friggin', Mike Glennon gets the touchdown with the left. It was over. I was like, yes, it's perfect. I don't care how ugly it is.
That touchdown was awesome.
I don't care how ugly it is. Well, you didn't get that much out of it. You got only 20 people. 20% of pools are on Pittsburgh.
I think we only lost like 60 people.
Yeah, out of a huge pool, right?
Yeah, but everyone was on San Diego, which is why I took Indy.
Which is why you were right to avoid San Diego. You just got to avoid them with the right team.
Exactly.
So anyway, whatever. That was one of them. I'm pissed. My official pick was San Diego just because the math still said they were the best team because those other two are really shaky.
Really? That surprises me. I didn't read your article this week.
Yes, I made San Diego my official pick, so at least I'm not going to hear it from the people. But I'm pissed because it's a couple of grand I could have won, man. They were down to like 12 people left.
You should follow your own advice.
Whatever. I'm
pissed. You're going to win the other pool. But you're going to win my pool anyway, right? Isn't that what you just said?
That's a lock. Actually, the thing was, even in that pool that I lost, it was the right pick to not take Pittsburgh, but to avoid them. There were 10 people on San Diego, 2 on Pittsburgh, 1 on the Colts. So you really, when it's like 77% on San Diego, you cannot take San Diego. Right. Okay.
All right.
Let's look at this week's games.
This week, the obvious is New Orleans, right? If you didn't already use them.
I use them.
Okay.
Because I use them everywhere that 1 week when they're at home. And yes, they're my first pick. You take them at home, but you got to look at how many other people are using them.
I don't like New Orleans also.
You don't like them?
That's not my gut. I'm not allowed to use my bias, and I use my bias on New Orleans. They burn me every year. Every year I've lost.
Bias doesn't read.
I don't know. I just think there's something to that.
Did they burn you specifically?
Yeah, I feel like it's a personal thing.
All right. Well, so New Orleans is the one, but you got to look at how many people are on them. I don't think it'll be that many, but if it's like 60%, you got to fade.
And a ton of people already used San Diego, you have to remember.
Right.
So
yes,
there's a value added there.
But that's a small favorite. I think they should be bigger too. I agree with you. Green Bay is the other big one, right? Yeah. Plus it's great on Thursday to get through and just be like, all right.
Oh, we can't take Thursday games in my.
Oh, you can't?
Oh, really?
No.
So there's something amazing about it. It's even the better about taking a Thursday game and being done is so much better than the worse about waiting for a Monday game.
Sure. Yes.
Yes, it is. Wouldn't you agree?
Right, I agree.
I don't take Monday games either.
Yeah, well, why bother?
Well, I would.
Sometimes sometimes you have to, but yeah.
But I wouldn't get biased about it, but I would say if you do get through on Thursday and you watch everyone else sweat it out, it's great.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, that's fun.
So I think Green Bay is my number 2. I think this will be a closer game. I think I'm taking Minnesota with the spread. I didn't make it an official pick, and I'm not 100% sold on that. Philly is an option. I think they're legit at home off the loss against St. Louis.
Yeah.
I think that's a completely reasonable one, although I'm a little worried about their offensive line with that St. Louis pass rush.
That's the problem, is St. Louis has a defense, and Foles is getting no protection at all. So they're totally hurt. I mean, everybody's a backup on that line right now.
And with that really good pass. Now, St. Louis can't cover anybody, but if they smash your quarterback around.
What about Detroit hosting Kyle Orton?
No part of that.
You just don't want to get near it,
No.
right? Then when do you take Detroit? If you don't take them home against the Bills, honestly, you and I differ on Detroit. I think they're great.
Okay.
But if you don't take them home against the Bills, when do you take Detroit?
Home against the Jaguars, who they don't play this year, or the Raiders, who
So
they
you
don't
wait
play.
a couple of years, and then you take Detroit. Couple of years from now.
And we'll see by then. No, I think the Bills are actually, besides EJ Manuel, we're actually a good team. Their D is good, and their weapons are pretty good. And Orton, if he can just be competent.
Their D is good, but Watkins is. Listen, they have some. They have some weapons, and their running game is good. They're well-rounded, but to win at Detroit with this new quarterback, I think I don't know. I think this is the week. Well, no, but he's new. He hasn't played. I mean, he wasn't he at home
was he
when
on a
they
tractor
signed
last
him?
week?
Yeah, something like that. Not last week, but
Justin
2
was
weeks
teaching
ago.
school.
He was collecting. Yeah, he was collecting money from Jerry Jones and sitting at home.
Right.
But anyway, I just sort of think.
Play now.
I think he's just going to just hang out. Oh, God, I can't believe that.
They also gave him a lot of money.
No, and he's not new. You're right. I mean, he's a veteran quarterback who's done this over and over, and he's played in Detroit too, because he was with the Bears and he played with Detroit a number of times. I don't know. I feel like there are some weeks you're going to have to take some teams, and I don't know when it gets better for Detroit.
I don't look at it like that. I think you go all season without taking a team. I mean,
well, you can, but I mean, Detroit. But I don't think Detroit's one of those teams that you should avoid.
Okay. I mean, I think the pool may end in week 9.
Yeah.
What about Denver? Denver, Arizona. Ooh. 7.5. Why is
because Denver at home is tough and Arizona is not as good on the road, and I don't know what Carson Palmer's status is.
Well, that's the thing. It's the Drew Stanton show. Yeah.
It may be Palmer back, but I'm not sure. I could take Denver there. It's not the team I'd really want to use. I think, and again, I don't think I'll take any team against any team if that's the best, both chances to win and how many people are taking a matchup for that week. I don't really look ahead because A, you may not survive to even be ahead. B, so many things change so that the team you thought was an easy matchup is no longer an easy matchup, or the quarterback on the team you were saving gets hurt. And 3, even if it is the best matchup and they're playing an easy team, 80% of your pool may be on them that week and you still can't take them. So I just live for today, but I make sure I'm taking the best chance to win combined with the best payout, and then you have to mix those two factors and see what the best overall value is on these teams.
That's why I think the Chargers are the best value, going by that, and then going by the fact.
You haven't taken them yet. Yeah.
And going by the fact that so many people took them this past week over Jacksonville.
You will be on your own if you take the Chargers. Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm still taking New Orleans if they're available, unless they're more than 50% owned.
All right, cool. Well, we hope you survive. And if you want to follow Chris Liss on Twitter, you can at Chris Liss.
At Chris_Liss.
_Liss or at
You can follow that
Chris
other dude
Liss
too.
was already taken?
Surprisingly.
There's another Chris Liss.
You can follow him too, but mine's with the underscore.
Did you ever think you'd say underscore as much in your life?
No, I had no. I didn't,
Nobody did.
No one gave me a warning.
By the way, they only named that underscore recently.
Oh, is that true?
Oh,
it had to have been.
No.
Do you think it had a name?
Yes.
You do. You think
Yes.
it was an underline. It was not an underscore. It was the thing used to underline things, right?
I think it was it's been on the typewriter forever.
It's been on the typewriter forever. Right, no one ever used it.
Yeah.
It's been on the typewriter forever, but you never said underscore. You never heard anyone say underscore.
Yeah.
Right? I'm right.
Chris_Liss.
Yeah.
At Chris_Liss.